Good evening and welcome to another episode of Americana. I'm Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakia Hinton.
Tonight is special and we close out Black History Month, a time not just to remember history, but to reflect on the journey, the sacrifice, and the enduring impact of those who helped shape this nation. Because Black history is American history. It is a story of faith, perseverance, innovation, and the ongoing pursuit of freedom and opportunity for all. So tonight, we move beyond celebration and into reflection, looking at where we come from and where we stand today, and what responsibility we carry for the future. Buckle up, you guys. We are blackity black, 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 right here on Americana. As we are concluding Black History Month and we are celebrating 100 years of Black history, and here on Americana, we made it our mission all month long to highlight the history, the impact, and the conversations that are deeply rooted in the Black community. So before we begin today's discussion, we want to start with something very special, a performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing by Raquel Harry.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day has begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Thank you.
Ooh, thank you so much, Raquel. That was amazing. Woo! I love the song Lift Every Voice and Sing. It is powerful and it reminds us that there is a voice that we have. So without further ado, we're going to talk about that voice today as we get into a discussion that sometimes is missed, and that is the discussion of mental health in the Black community. Mental health awareness is becoming a larger conversation within Black communities, especially among younger generations. Advocates say stigma is slowly decreasing as more leaders and public figures openly discuss stress, trauma, and emotional wellness.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm still shaking from
I know.
Raquel's performance.
No. It was powerful. It was
Yeah,
definitely
for
powerful
sure.
and well needed
Absolutely.
in this time.
So we're grounded and
Yes.
Lift Every Voice.
Yes,
We're
yes.
concluding Black History Month 2026. We all decked out in our African garb,
go.
red Wakanda forever. Black mental health is I hope it's not a phase or a fad. Over the last couple of years, I think since the pandemic, we've seen a lot of people take to social media and really share their journey through mental health, be it bipolar, be it anxiety, be it depression, all of the things, right? And the generations before us weren't as vocal as we are now. And so when I say I hope that it's not a fad, I hope that it's not just with us and it dies with us, but it actually continues to grow and it becomes more accepting in our community.
And that's what I was thinking about, is that some of the times we wonder why it becomes almost like a stigma or taboo. And I believe it's because Black culture is so private. Like my family won't even tell you if they sick. Like we had a family member that was struggling with sickness for a long time, and then she ended up dying because it was like, don't you tell nobody, nobody need to know.
Yeah.
And so we didn't know how to pray. First of all, we didn't know, what to bring her, what was going on, how to talk to doctors. And I think in the conversation of mental health, that's also what happens, is that our families don't want to acknowledge that there's something there, whether it is schizophrenia, whether it's bipolar, whether it's whatever the case may be, that it's like, this is what we're going through, help me with this, love me as a family member. And you see often where jokingly, where they kind of had it like I forgot what it was, but it was one of the movies that was going out there, and they keep relatives in the back room and feed them food, knock on the door, hey, come your food, because it was like a taboo. You didn't want nobody to know that sister, that brother was a little different, so you kept them in the back. And I feel like in 2026 that we have to not make it a fad, but make it something that is part of the culture, to be able to say, this is who I am. But this is not defining me. Is this a part of who I am today, and help me through the process of it?
I think it's a part of the history of slavery too, if you want to take it all the way back. It's passed down through generations of trauma, where if we were seen differently, we probably were either killed or sold off to a different plantation. Or experimented on. Blacks were highly populating like the insane asylums, because a lot of the treatment that we needed went discovered as crazy, right? But there was actually no remedy. But today we know that there's medication for that. There is help. There are tools and resources that people can use or to take in order to better themselves. So shout outs to millennials who are really taking this thing serious.
Said millennials.
Yeah.
Because of Gen Z. But anyway, with that, do you think that millennials can indeed, though, impact the next generations to embrace it and not be more like because I feel like we're back in a cycle, and I'm going to say this with the boys I work with, that we're back in that cycle where everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to, but it's like they don't buckle down in their mental health and just getting themselves together. It's like, what can I do to be the next thing that I see on television, the next thing I see on TikTok? It's like, but you don't have this part together first. And so that's why I think that millennials can play a vital role in helping with this Gen Z coming.
For sure. And the generations before us are already coming around to making their therapy appointments. And it's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay to have Jesus and therapy, right? You can't just pray these things away. There are some things that you got to have fasting, prayer, and a little medication. Amen.
That's all right.
Amen.
Trayvon Martin's death ignited the Black Lives Matter movement after George Zimmerman's acquittal in 2013. That was long ago. Since then, the phrase has been used to identify racial profiling that have either led to the arrest of Black people or, in many cases, their death.
Yeah.
And and George Zimmerman is still
walking free.
I actually saw him one time.
Did you?
At the Walgreens.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
Was he walking by himself?
Yes, he's always by himself. You actually will see him quite often if you're around the Florida area. So, yes.
That is interesting.
I don't know why nobody haven't bopped him up beside the head.
or something greater than that.
Yeah,
I'm not suggesting anything, but street justice will be served eventually. But I do think he's suffering now. I saw a post not too long ago of someone saying that he is being haunted all of his days because he can't keep housing, he can't keep a job because his face is so well known. And speaking of Trayvon, yesterday actually marked the anniversary of his murder. And so that was in 2012. He was acquitted in 2013. So 2012 was a time to really be in the streets. That was what catapulted the whole Black Lives Matter when he was found acquitted of all of those charges, of all charges, not one single charge, but all of them. And so after that, we saw, what's his name, Mike Brown, that happened in Ferguson, and then the list continues. But that phrase, Black Lives Matter, has become such a weaponized phrase now with white people. They think that when we say Black Lives Matter, the other lives don't. Your life does matter, but it's not you don't die at the rate that we do on a day-to-day basis for the smallest of offenses. Trayvon lost his life because he had on a hoodie with Skittles and a soda pop. A white person would not see death because of that.
But George Zimmerman's not even white.
He's not.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. He's not even white. But
Sucker.
it is.
I want to say something else.
I know. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But I would say with that is that, it's definitely saying that Black Lives Matter also. So not excluding one life over the other, that we matter also. And for me is that here we are having to actually say that in 2026 because I go to a lot of stuff and a lot of political things, and I listen sometimes. And what has had my mind shift sometimes is that when I sit around a lot of these white Republicans, is that I think they forget who they're around and forget that there's a Black person there, and they talk as if they're talking to their friends. And so I hear a lot of things sometimes that really disturbs me.
Do you check them?
Yes, I check. This is how I check them though. I check them by when it's time for me to speak, I go through a speech on all of that, because I think this is the reason why we don't impact those Black communities, because we don't have the right messaging in the Republican Party like we used to. I just saw somebody put up a post the other day about the birthplace of the Republican Party and how it was with the freeing the slaves. And my comment is like, oh, how we have gotten away from the foundation of the Republican Party, because it has now become about endorsements and what we don't want, what we should exclude and who should.
Unfortunately, your party is defined by MAGA now. There is no longer. You got to admit that. I understand. There's a lot of tension right now, but when you say Republican, people automatically assume that you are MAGA or that you are a Trump loyalist. Yep. Now, if you and I didn't have these nightly conversations, I too would think like, oh my God, he doesn't realize how deep his melanin runs, and he is a COON. But you told a line sometimes. I gotta be honest with you, my friend. You told a line. Sometimes I am disappointed in your messaging, but then you say stuff when you have on these Malcolm X glasses, and I'd be like, there is still hope. There is still hope for us. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. I had to take that. She said, I'm laughing at the part that you even spelled it out.
Because I don't want to say that about you. That is not your identity.
But spelling it out ain't no different.
Well.
Might as well have done said it.
No, he is not that.
But anywho, moving on with that. Jesus fix it. I would say that I don't even know what.
I am so sorry.
But to the point of about the MAGA, I don't think that I think that people have not really had conversations with actual Republicans.
Okay.
They've had conversation or have only seen those who are MAGA.
I could agree with that.
So I think that if we go back and start having conversation with those who predate when Trump came on board in 2015, that you will see a whole different messaging. And those are the ones that are being called the establishment, and I don't agree with the establishment, but those are those who are called establishment. Those are those who are called rhinos. And often it's because you don't agree solely with it. Now, you can be conservative and have, Democrat voting, because conservatism should not be attached to a party. It should be about, ideals and things that you stand for when it comes to, socioeconomic statuses and whatnot. But to that point, I think that when, and I know you don't like Dr. Ben Carson, so you got Ben Carson and those that
I used to look up to him as a child. Gifted Hands, I read that book in middle school.
But what changed? Because I know we got to move. What changed?
We do have to move. Ben, he is just a bootlicker.
I just can't.
He has no spine. I don't respect a Black man who would just do anything at the whip of, probably shouldn't say whip, but I don't respect him. He has been such a coward in his position, and I've just lost all respect and credibility with him. That was like not a hero, but I was like, Gifted Hands, the book that I read, how he became who he is, and it just tainted.
So you don't like him or Candy?
Please
well, we're going to move on. As student debt rises and workforce needs change, more students, including many in Black communities, are reconsidering whether college is the only path to success. Trade programs and certifications are gaining renewed attention as alternatives to traditional degrees.
As they should.
And yes, I agree with that, because I always say, you know what I'm getting ready to say? why do we not build our own stuff?
Yeah.
Because we used to teach like and build up our own to do what is necessary. Like I feel like, a lot, and I get it. People push college, they do that. I feel like a lot of people are still in debt today with, colleges. But, nowadays you can do just as much sometimes with some trade degrees and some certifications. And I feel like as a Black community, we have way more advantage when we do it ourselves in our own communities.
I would agree. I am for both. I am for 4-year colleges and beyond, and also trade school. Everybody is not cut out to go off to college and have that type of discipline, especially if you are in athletics. So I went on a full ride academic and athletic scholarship to the great Bethune-Cookman University, Hell Wildcats, HBCU. Okay, I always got to do that.
Yes, I know.
But in addition to that, I also went to a PWI my freshman year. I still played volleyball.
Tell people what that is.
PWI, predominantly white institution. So I have had the privilege of attending 2 types of universities, and I will always choose the latter. Thank God for Mary McLeod Bethune and that $1.50 that she started that school with. But I will say schooling and education is important. However, the way that this world and this Trump's economy is looking, 4-year college's degrees ain't gonna cut it. And here's why. Just recently, and I think you and I talked about this, there are a list of degrees that are no longer deemed as professional.
One was nursing.
Nursing. We need nursing, but yet we got RFK telling us we don't need vaccines.
America healthy again.
And he out there with his shirt off, dipping with Kid Rock in the ice bath. There is nothing serious about this administration.
Well, I said this before. He's just trying to show what his age.
It's trash.
So you saying he's a PWT?
Yes.
I'm weak.
Is.
Woo!
Very much so. Because had Obama did something very blackety black.
He did.
What'd he do?
He changed the bowling alley to a
You about to piss me
basketball.
off. You about to piss me off because that pales in comparison to this grand ballroom that a bunker is actually being built up underneath it, whether y'all want to admit this or not. Trump is trying to distort us. I got the aluminum foil. Conspiracy theorist Kia.
Said that there is a bunker underneath it.
He never does things in plain sight. There is always a scheme behind the mask. Not to go on a tangent with you on this Good Friday, but I will say it's incredibly disgusting and hurtful to see where our level of education is in America compared to other countries. Yet we're wanting to say that we are the best of the best in this world, but our education says otherwise.
But I really think that comes from the home, because other countries, they're starting in the homes. And I think that with us, they started modeling the prisons to make the schools. And so we're sending our kids to a model of prison, not education.
We got to talk about that a little deeper. I got
we do, because that's
pipeline
yeah.
thing.
So that's what I feel like. I feel like other countries, they even have better food. Like we're handing like styrofoam to the kids. Like you go to some of these other countries and they got shrimp and rice.
It is human flesh in these burgers y'all eating at McDonald's.
Exactly, and these
we are all
kids
cannibals
like, I want to go, and now even
Jeffrey Epstein,
even Chick-fil-A. Oh, Jesus, fix it. And now.
I'm just saying.
I can't. And Chick-fil-A has even changed. They shipped it whatever, but it's not chicken. So you're going out there getting this stuff, and let me dip it in the whatever that sauce is that they
Polynesian
sauce. Well, let's move on.
Please.
For the first time in history of the Johns Hopkins Hospital, the hospital's trauma surgery and critical care team is led by an all-Black team composed of 5 residents and fellows.
Yes, God. Our very own Grey's Anatomy. It's going to be Black Anatomy. I love it.
That might be a new thing.
It needs to be a new thing on Netflix. Like, this is the first time in history of the hospital.
But this proves why I said Black people was rising up if we get it together.
Now, just last month before you put on them glasses, you was like, Black people all wear bonnets and they stuff and all the things.
No, what I said is some Black people are wearing pajamas and bonnets with coochie stinking. That's what I said.
Everybody's vagina parts do not stink, Willie. I'm trying to add a
prove,
little couth to this.
You can prove it by what that Rise.
I'm not going to do this with you today.
The Rise Mushroom Coffee even said that there's some stinky coochies out there, but we're not going to do it.
Listen, pH balances is a part of health. And I advocate for women's health, but it's not always a woman's vagina that causes a bad pH. It is also a man's unwashed penis as well.
His
so if we are going to talk about
caused your vagina
the
to stink.
things, we can do a health class next week.
I would love to do it.
We can definitely do
I
this.
would love to tell you probably how much more cleaner a penis is than the vagina.
We can talk about this, and we can have charts and graphics and all the things.
Okay. Nonetheless,
yes.
the 5.
Really in.
We got 5 residents.
Yes, 5
that are there at the Johns Hopkins Hospital, and this is with the surgery department.
Yes. And
so,
trauma.
with that being said, how do you think this will change what they're trying to do by lowering or removing this as a
profession?
A needed profession.
Yeah, it's going to stunt the next group of generation of surgeons. Like, if they aren't able to get a job after going to school for however many years and getting in debt with however much money it is, where does that leave the country? Who's going to perform these surgeries? Who's going to help the next generation of professionals? Like, it's scary. The domino effect of this is going to last for generations if we don't put an end to this.
So this goes back to what I'm saying. If we stop trying, if parents, and this is not all parents, because I don't want you in my comments.
I was about to say, make it clear.
But if some of you parents, black parents, would encourage your black children to not all want to be rappers, gold teeth, and rims.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. There's a time and a place for a grill, okay? Don't get me wrong. At any given day on a Saturday, I may have 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top, or with an open face. Don't try it. But I'm still educated.
But you're educated.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this generation does not attach that to education. It's like, that's all that I want to be. And I think this is why if they're probably saying these professions are not needed, because we don't show that no more. Like, we were pushing our kids to do beyond and better. And we said this before. Mm-hmm. Not just going and waiting until you go to school to find out your ABCs, but literally that you're at home, you're during the weekend, you're working on school, you got papers, you're doing those things.
I hear that, but the type of family that you are describing no longer exists. Not because of it's a lack of 2-parent households, because I know you're finna go there and you're gonna piss me off on this Good Friday. But because some parents are working 2 to 3 jobs to make ends meet. They are not able to spend that quality time that parents used to do with us or the generations before us used to do. Time is of the essence, and so are these bills.
And that's true. But that doesn't mean that we cannot set up a schedule, because a lot of people are doing that these days. If you got social media, you have all these apps and phones and devices, set up schedules and stuff for your kids. You need to get this completed or your internet's going to be cut off on your phone at this particular time.
During the week, my kids do not use their electronic devices. You are either reading a book and my 4-year-old is coloring or doing some type of sight words.
See, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. We got to get the houses in order, because everybody cannot be out there trying to be the next Jay-Z and Beyonce. Everybody just can't do it, and I'm sick of it. That's my personal opinion. I'm tired of it.
Well,
everybody with the BBL.
We're not gonna. Don't start your mess. Let me cut you off. Not everyone is going to be a surgeon at Johns Hopkins. Not everyone is going to be a Jay-Z. We are going to have some very awesome blue collar folks who are going to fix on our AC units when it goes out.
And I'm with that, but I
we're going to help us when the lights go out.
And I'm going to say this, and then I'm done. I just think that the age of producing more rappers is absolutely unnecessary. I think we have heard enough. It's time to let it go. Now, I am for a little good old boots on the ground. Oh, woo, woo, woo.
Boy, can I close this out? No, but Boots on the Ground is a good song. Well, that's a part of our Americana show for tonight, where history informs the present and truth guides the conversation forward. I'm Shakia Hinton.
And I'm Willie Montague.
As we close Black History Month, we're reminded that the story of progress is still being written, not just by leaders of the past, but by what each of us choose to build today. Because the future of this nation depends on our willingness to learn from history, stand in truth, and move forward together. Good night, and we will see you all next time here on Americana. And your dashiki. You look good, Billy.
Thank you.
Wear the glasses next week. That's when you tap into your black side.
Yeah, I'm going to tap into it. We're still going to be black next week.
Yeah, black and be black. Have a great night, everyone.